I realized Steven had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, where was I involved in this?
Y'all, I do not know about you, but something about the way she's been moving since he died does not sit right with me. Steven's brother, who goes by Dre Rose, has called her out on social media for the way that she's treated his blood relatives, including his mother.
But then it was revealed by some family members and friends that during his funeral, she made all of them sign NDA. And in those NDAs, they were not allowed to speak out on anything concerning him. Like, even his mom had to sign an NDA. And that's when people started to think, this is kind of shady. They were like, why does everyone in his family, like his whole family, has to sign NDAs? Like, what are you trying to hide?
Allison Holker is making some shocking and super sketchy claims about her late husband Twitch. And let me tell you, fans and Twitch's family are not having it. So Allison's been spilling some wild tea ahead of the release of her new memoir, claiming Twitch had substance issues in childhood. Trauma that she says she found out about in his private journals. But Twitch's loved ones, including his mother, are now calling out Allison and saying that this whole narrative feels off and manipulative. Meanwhile, Twitch's friends and cousins are coming forward to slam Allison and accusing her of dragging Twitch's name through the mud for the sake of her book promotion. And then some fans are saying that these new revelations are making them question everything, including if Twitch really took his own life. Something is very fishy here. And Allison just keeps digging herself deeper with her comments. So in case you missed out on this drama, let me break it all down for you.
There's been a lot of questions about why I don't post about Steven, and the truth is, it hurts me to sometimes look back and see pictures. It's very triggering. It's also really important in my healing journey that people start to see me as me without him.
The widow of Steven Twitch boss Allison Holker is being called out by his family and friends over some explosive reactions in her upcoming memoir, This Far My Story of Love Loss, and Embracing the Light in the book, which comes out on February 4th. Allison alleges that after Twitch took his life in December 2022, she discovered illegal substances in their home and found journal entries suggesting Twitch had been struggling with substance use and past trauma. In a new interview with People magazine, Allison claimed she uncovered a cornucopia of substances, including mushrooms pills, as well as other substances she claims she didn't even recognize and had to look up on her phone.
I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, you know, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out, but it also helped me process that he was going through so much and he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone, because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain, but it was very alarming and scary to find those things.
But that's not all. Allison also found Twitch's journals and read them, hoping to find some answers after his passing. And she claimed Twitch wrote about being victimized as a child, a secret Allison claims Twitch hid from everyone. Allison told People that Twitch alluded to being sought by a male figure during his childhood in several of his journal entries. He was wrestling with a lot inside himself, Allison said, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings, because he didn't want to put it on anyone, because he loved everyone so much he didn't want other people to take on his pain. Allison went on to say that it was really hard to put all the pieces together. But through certain discussions, even with friends and things that have been said, reading through his journals, she realized Twitch went through a lot as a child and never faced it. Allison added, "It's hard to think that he never opened up to someone and wanted to face it to get through on the other side. I really hope people dealing with the same thing will help themselves." out of the shadows and know you're going to be okay. And while Allison is claiming she's opening up about Twitch's alleged struggles to help others recognize warning signs in their loved ones, it gets a bit sketchy. Moving forward, Twitch's family and friends are furious with Allison, and they're calling her out for spreading lies about Twitch to sell her book. So here's the tea. Even if what Allison claims about Twitch's childhood trauma is true, people are saying it's not her story to tell. Fans are blasting Allison, calling it tacky and downright disrespectful to share personal details she found in his private journal, stuff like the alleged addiction and essay allegations that he never spoke about publicly. And what's really got people heated is the fact that Allison says she wants to protect Twitch's legacy. But how does that add up? If she's out here portraying him as a struggling addict, especially since the autopsy report clearly stated he had no substances or alcohol in his system at the time of his death. So now people are questioning if Twitch was supposedly hiding stashes of every type of substance in his house. How does that line up with him being completely sober when he died? Fans are buying it. And the backlash is only getting louder, especially now that Twitch's family is breaking their silence and calling out Allison. Even Twitch's mom, Connie Boss Alexander, decided to speak out about the untruths circulating about her late son. On January 9th, Connie shared an Instagram post saying, "Our family is absolutely appalled by the misleading and hurtful claims made about my son Stephen Boss. The recent publications spreading untruths about Stephen have crossed every line of decency. As his mother, I will not let these accusations go unanswered. We will not stand by while his name and legacy are tarnished. He doesn't deserve this, and the kids don't deserve this." Connie continued, "For the last 2 years, I have remained quiet and away from the public eye to protect my family. My primary focus has been on healing and attempting to remain connected to my grandchildren. But when I read these dreadful claims about my baby, our beloved Stephen, I realized I could not stay silent any longer. Our family will ensure his name and memory are protected, and we are committed to defending his honor. And while this is the first time Connie is hinting at Allison being shady, Twitch's brother DeAndre already tried to warn us about Allison back in August 2023. When he shared on Instagram that ever since Twitch died, his family has been constantly disrespected. DeAndre even alleged that Allison has been keeping Twitch's children away from their grandmother and the rest of Twitch's relatives. DeAndre wrote, "Over the past months, we have observed a series of actions and attitudes that, in our perspective, do not foster an environment conducive to healing and unity. This refers to the treatment of our beloved mother and family, which has caused us great distress." But that's not all. DeAndre also claimed that Allison gave the family NDAs to sign at Twitch's funeral, which they refused to sign, by the way. And according to DeAndre, when the family tried to resolve the issue with Allison in a civil manner, they were met with silence. Being diplomatic didn't bring the desired outcome. DeAndre wrote, "Now I choose to take an alternative approach and express myself sincerely. Honesty and accountability go hand in hand to heal and rebuild trust. One must acknowledge the pain that caused others." But Allison Holker is still not backing down, and she's now responded to the backlash, claiming that her goal was to help other people whose loved ones may be struggling the way Twitch was. Allison shared a statement on her Instagram stories, saying to fans of Stephen and our family and friends, "I want to be clear that my only intention in writing the book is to share my own story, as well as part of my life with Stephen, to help other people just like you. I never really knew what happened, and even as I am trying to put the pieces together, I will never really know." And then Allison went on to say that those who buy her book might get a different perspective on the situation. She wrote, "If you decide to read the book, hopefully you'll see my intention is to celebrate the love and life I shared with Stephen and our 3 beautiful children, and also the more complex aspects of both of our lives." Allison also said that her goal is to help someone who can relate to her, adding and sharing, "I hope that maybe they can catch some of the red flags that I missed before it's too late." She also shared that since Twitch's passing, she's spoken with organizations like the National Alliance on Mental Illness to learn more about warning signs with others. But the drama is heating up as fans and Twitch's loved ones are still tearing into Allison and accusing her of smearing Twitch's name just to sell her upcoming memoir. Another one who recently spoke out is Courtney. Ann Platt, a close friend of Twitch, who went on an Instagram rant calling out Allison for claiming she supposedly found a stash of substances in Twitch's shoeboxes. Courtney wrote, "Anyone who knows me knows I go straight to the source during a conflict and handle my business. But since there's clearly no shame in being so public, I haven't said a word in 2 years. But here I go. This is by far the most tacky, classless, opportunistic act I have ever seen in my entire life." Courtney also went on to say, "Here you go, and write a book with all the dirty laundry smearing his name and attempting to dim the bright, loyal, loving light that was your husband, my friend. Whether any of it is true or not is actually beside the point." Courtney slammed Allison for sharing private details about Twitch's struggles, and she referred to Allison as a living, breathing bulldozer whose only focus is gaining PR attention. But that's not all, according to Courtney. Everyone who attended Twitch's funeral had to sign a weird NDA, including Twitch's mother, and Courtney didn't stop there. She accused Al of treating Twitch's mother like garbage. "This is how you protect the boss name you so quickly dropped on social media 48 hours after he passed," Courtney wrote his legacy. "This is how you protect his children from any further humiliation, hurt, and despair," Courtney concluded. By telling Allison, "Stick to your own demons, shame on you, Allison, shame on your money-hungry team. Let my friend rest in peace, not your PR." Meanwhile, one of Twitch's cousins, who goes by Big L on X, also joined in the chat. And she said Allison is a crazy woman who is trying to tarnish his legacy and is refusing to let Twitch's family see his kids. Al wrote, "Yeah, I don't give an F about an NDA. This crazy woman made me his actual family, including sign an NDA, just to even attend the funeral. She's been trying to tarnish his legacy and refuses to let the boss family see the children, only to exploit and lie on my cousin. Hell no." And then another one of Twitch's relatives backed out and wrote, "Oh, my granny, she lying on my cousin. He only smoked weed, and we wasn't invited to the funeral." Select people was as for fans. They're saying for Allison to out her husband's darkest secrets to the public after he took his life so she can sell a book is nasty work. And then some folks are taking it a step further and saying they don't even believe Twitch unalived himself. One fan commented her putting emphasis on him doing all these so-called drugs, yet he has none in his system, is the biggest red flag to me. I work in this field. The family disregarding the NDAs and speaking out to defend Twitch shows how grimy she is. Shire. She thought those NDAs would scare them. Notice she's not suing them. Either he was sober, he had nothing in his system. Her saying he was an active user is clearly a lie. Also a silent to his dome. The assassin was prepared. Justice for Twitch. He is loved, can never be replaced. But you let me know what you think about all these bombshell claims from Allison. Do you believe her story about finding substances and Twitch's belongings? Or does it feel like she's pushing a narrative for her own benefit? And what about the bigger picture? Does this make you question the official story surrounding Twitch's passing? Leave your thoughts in the comments and don't miss out on this next video.